The little girl who always wanted to be a doctor is well on her way and armed with great advice from our next honoree. Shaiza Rizavi, Managing Member and Portfolio Manager, Gilder Gagnon Howe & Co., LLC. Shaiza is committed to helping individual investors with long-term patience and fortitude create wealth. Her philosophy for aggressive growth involves investing in companies, creating a new class of products and services that look to change people's lives while building capital. Shaiza is so inspiring on so many levels. She has such a desire to serve others. I really enjoyed hearing about the different building blocks in her journey. Her earlier work with prison programs, tackling child prostitution in Thailand, and watching her father as a physician when she was a young girl like me. She is grateful for the people in her life who believed in her and allowed her the space and time to grow. That sounds a lot like my Girls Inc. experience. As I look forward towards the future, Shaiza reminded me that there is no main act in life, so enjoy every moment and trust the process. Shaiza, thank you for your words of wisdom and for being a role model to so many young girls. Please join me on stage to accept your award for inspiring women and girls to be passionate, dedicated, and make a positive difference in the lives of others.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for that warm, warm welcome. You're really remarkable, and I dedicate this to you. How amazing to be here as bright scholar after bright scholar ushers courageous and creative women onto this stage to honor them, not only for caring, but for translating their inner fire into outer action. The warmth, generosity, and spirit of partnership in this room is really just beyond. I still vividly remember coming to this country. I'm 7 years old, clinging to my grandfather as my mother pries me off to board the flight to the United States. I leave behind Pakistan, the only home I've ever known, and all that's familiar and dear to me. I land in the United States, and my sense of loss is softened by the warmth of the welcome I receive at the airport and by Mrs. Hayden. My new teacher welcomes me with a room full of students who have studied my home country and decorated the entire classroom with pictures of the Pakistani flag. All done so that I would feel welcomed and not have a sense of loneliness on my first day of school in a brand new country. To be welcomed is not something I take for granted. It's remarkable to think Girls Inc. was founded in the aftermath of the Civil War, the most gut-wrenching and polarizing time our country had yet faced. Fast forward to 2018, and Girls Inc. has accumulated more than 150 years of collective living by girls and women. Just imagine the lessons internalized, passed from mentor to mentee, mother to daughter to granddaughter, and so it continues. What a gift to be here, because the girls and women in this room, in this city, in this country, are synchronizing like never before. As I look out at the sea of possibility in this room, a room full of young people, including my daughters, Kira and Anna, I wonder, might this be one of the most important moments in history to be a girl? Jasmine, I go back in my mind to our wonderful initial conversation. And as you just talked about, that fear and self-doubt that enters, how it can enter at different moments when we stretch and we extend ourselves, and how it can lead us to question, am I worthy? Can I do this? Am I really good enough? And Jasmine, it's not just you. We all live in these questions. In those moments of questioning, we have a choice. We can sink deeper and deeper into the doubting, or we can jump out to hope, possibility, imagination, to actually believe we have choices in front of us. I can remember vignettes in my life quite clearly. I remember being Jasmine's age and feeling I had to figure it out by looking forward. But sometimes it only makes sense when you look back. Inspired from an early age by observing my father, a doctor who personified service in action. I felt my purpose was to be of service and in some way leave the world better than I found it. I searched for my own way to serve. Digging to build latrines in central Mexico, learning Spanish on the fly and pouring cement under sweltering skies, sitting in a chapel, interviewing a man on death row, and feeling his humanity. Negotiating with headmen in Thai villages to prevent girls from being sold into prostitution, but then witnessing them subjected to true horrors in nightclubs in Bangkok. Eventually realizing I do not possess the skills required to have the impact I desperately desire to have. Where do I go to gain the skills? I find myself at Columbia Business School because the tools I need can be found there, a move surprising even to me. But if my purpose is to serve, and I find that I cannot, then I must gather the tools to help me do so. At Columbia, I meet two men, Pat Duff and Dick Gilder, legendary mentors, who become my business partners for over 2 decades and show me another way to serve and fulfill my purpose. Sometimes it only makes sense looking back. I did not move through life knowing how to go from point A to point B. People seldom do. But by staying connected to my own mission. So Jasmine, the road that you're on may not be a straight line, but if you steep long enough in your purpose, you will know which way to go. My hope for you and for me and for all of us in this room is to trust, to keep marching through our days knowing our purpose and the deep inner kernel of truth and power we carry within us, because that is what will lead us to just where we need to go. I thank Girls Inc. for this beautiful, beautiful honor, and it's truly humbling because of the people I've met and what I've learned from these girls and these wonderful people. And it's just a gift to be here with you today. Thank you so much.